this is us back, the writers and John, and you see that thing says established 1959. That's when my bride and I got married in May the 15th of 1959, right after I got out of the Navy. So I'm going to go on and talk a little bit about some things today that hopefully will be very beneficial to you. The intent is they should be very beneficial to you. And with that, I'm going to stop here and jump right into this. So let's see what happens here in just a minute. Well, I said I was going to tell you some things here. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit, and I want you to think back too. What's one of the best gifts that you can give your future generation, your grandkids and great-grandkids and great-great-grandkids and great-great-great-grandkids? It might be, and probably is, a little bit about you and what happened to you when you was growing up. Tell them some of the wonderful things that happened to you. And sorry about that. That was my granddaughter and my great-granddaughter on the phone. They're on their way over here now from Lillington. And what I'm telling you is that if you just get a piece of paper and a pencil or a ballpoint pen or a computer or anything and start putting together some of those wonderful memories that you have as you were growing up. And only get the ones that are good memories. Don't, you might have had some disappointments and things. Don't worry about that. Worry about the things that you had that were really great. Now, if you do have something in your life that is a teaching moment for your future generations, you need to share that too. But you're going to be amazed as you start writing these things down or typing them in on a computer or whatever. You're going to get some tears in your eyes, I'll guarantee you, because you'll be thinking back. And you'll say, that was so wonderful. I'd love to do that again. I don't mean to just go on and on here, but I do want you to take a minute, and I'll work with you on some of the stuff down the road here and give you some ideas on how to do it. And I'm going to give you a little taste of what I've done because my grandson asked me to do it. And think about it seriously. You don't have to do it all in one day or all in 1 week or 1 month. You just do a little bit at a time and just keep records of all that stuff and kind of put it together, and you'll be amazed. It's not you trying to make yourself look good. It's just trying to share the things, and you're going to get more out of it than probably the future generations will. But at least they'll know a little bit about their great-grandmother or great-granddaddy or uncle or whatever. So think about it, and I'm going to stop this thing right here, right now. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about my bio that I wrote. My grandson asked me to do it, and so doggone it, I did it. So let me just take a minute, and then I'll go through this thing with you a little bit. You can see this is my cover page. It's my table of contents. And this is the forward to it. If I can get it to stop here, I don't know. Yeah, well, that's pretty close. That's forward to it. And like I said, this book was written because my grandson asked me to do it. He said that he could read it in one time instead of every time something happened that I'd tell him, well, when I was a little boy, such and such. I guess he got tired of me talking about it, so he asked me to write a book so he could read it and not worry about it anymore. And I gotta say that a lot of things happened during my old life that are pretty amazing. I'll give you just an example or two here. Well, this is a table of contents, and that's another page and another page, and this is a forward. Now, if I can get on down there a little bit. The inventions that, since I've been born, it's amazing to the number of things that have happened in this short period of time. And there's some more, and there's some more. And I think you're going to see there's some more. There's some more. There's some more. Now I stopped this back in 2008. There's a lot of things happened since then. So we got another 12 years that we need to look at. I haven't put them up there yet. But one of the neat things is, since I've been alive, we've had World War II, the Korean War, the Bay of Pigs, the Vietnam War, the Grenada, and the Persian Gulf War, and the intervention in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and the invasion of Afghanistan, and the invasion of Iraq. And we're going through a little music stuff too, from the Nashville sound to rock and roll to Motown. And all the stuff used to be on vinyl disc, and it's 78s and 33s and 45s, and they had wire recorders, and then tape recorders, and then 8-track tapes, and then CDs, and then MP3 players, and cell phones with built-in music. Now that's just amazing. Now this starts it off a little bit. This was before I was born, and my daddy came from Copper Hill, Tennessee, and my mama was from Jefferson City, Tennessee. And I'll tell you a little bit about them. And I'm going to skip that one, and we'll go to, this is a house I lived in, is an example of things. And this was an old pump on the back porch that we used to get our water from down in where it run off the top of the house and down into a well. A cistern is what they called it at the time, and you crank that handle and little buckets would go down there and dip the water up and drop them into the spigot right there, and you'd hang your bucket on there to catch them. And this is on my dad's side. This is my father right here, and that's my grandfather and my grandmother. They called Big Mama and Big Daddy. And this was Uncle Grafton. He's up there. He was in the Navy and rode on a submarine, and he was lost at sea. There. This is on my mother's side. This is my granddaddy, John Henry Jones, and my what I call Mama as my grandmother, and then my Uncle Ralph, and this is my mother right there, just to give you a little example of the thing. Now this is the girl that lived with us, and I wrote a little bit about her. She saved my life one time. Well, I'm going to chop it off right here and just see. Well, I thought I'd kind of close this out with a little tale. I hope you get a kick out of it. It's got the memories thing in it. Preacher gets up one Sunday morning and says, I want y'all to know we've been blessed. Said, Deacon Brown come in here and got all them songbooks from behind the pews. You know, some of them had pages missing and the covers off of them and pages torn and where the youngins had written in them and stuff, and they was worn out. And said he put them in the back room back yonder and put brand new songbooks in all of the pews for us to use. So I'm going to cut my sermon short a little bit this Sunday, and we're going to use them new songbooks. Says first thing I'm going to say a word, and I want you to find a song in that songbook and put it together and sing it for me. So the preacher said cross, and they all grabbed their songbook and thumbed through it and started singing. At the cross where I first saw the light. They got through with that one, and the preacher said water, and they thumbed through the book and they, shall we gather at the river, the beautiful river. They got through with that one, and the preacher said sex. Woo! There was a solemn quiet in that church. And this one little 92-year-old man at the back stood up and he started singing, precious memories, how they linger. And I don't know if you're old enough to understand that or not, but you will be someday. Guaranteed. But there's a lot of precious memories locked up in your head. Don't let them go to waste. Share them with people. And we'll catch you next time. You can hit that button down there if you want to and subscribe. And every once in a while I'll be putting a little tale or something up here on YouTube. God bless you, and you have a safe and wonderful day and week. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye.